Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning to you, and welcome back to Morning Musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. And I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Mine went really great. I actually made a little bit of progress on my 69 Mach 1. I was so thrilled. I'd been running into one stump after another. Couldn't find this part, couldn't find that part. And finally, and by the way, that is an exact duplicate of what my Mach 1 will eventually be like. Okay, anyway, we are continuing our study of the resurrection through the doctrine of the new heaven and the new earth. Now, I've stated this many times. I'll say it again. I don't know of anyone that denies that the resurrection leads to the new heaven and the new earth. Well, likewise, no one denies that the destruction of the old creation brings in the new creation. And I've been sharing with you several thoughts taken from Isaiah chapter 65. We've marched through the New Testament. I've shared with you 3 or 4 videos now from Revelation and the concept of martyr vindication, resurrection, new creation. Well, I want to build on the last video. All right? Last Thursday's video demonstrated Revelation 6, Revelation 16, Revelation chapter 20. All 3 of these chapters, and technically we could look at chapter 12, chapter 14, but anyway, all 3 of these chapters give us a vision of the coming great day of the Lord, leading to the new creation, leading to the victory of the saints, leading to the resurrection, or more appropriately, the vindication of the martyrs at the resurrection. Okay, what I want to do this morning is to build on that with the concept and the idea that at the vindication of the martyrs, heaven and earth would pass away. Well, what happens when heaven and earth passes away? You have the new creation. Look at Revelation chapter 6 one more time. In verses 9 to 11, you have the 5th seal being opened. And in the 5th seal, John said, I saw the souls of those who had been slain for the word of God and the testimony which they held, and they cried out, How long, O Lord, holy and true, do you not avenge us on those who are on the earth? And they were given white robes, and told to rest for a little while, until their fellow brethren who should be slain as they were should be fulfilled. Now, I'm not going to take the time to develop Matthew 23 from there, but Jesus said that all of the blood of all of the righteous, all the way back to creation, would be joined with the blood shed in the first century. That would fill up the measure of God's cup of suffering, and God's cup of wrath would be poured out in the judgment of Israel. Now watch this. In Revelation 6, 12 and following, and all commentators agree with this, we have the answer to the prayer of the saints. We have the answer to the martyrs' prayer for vindication. What is the answer to their prayer? John said, I looked, when he opened the 6th seal, behold, there was a great earthquake. Now watch this. The sun became black as sackcloth of hair. The moon became like blood. The stars of heaven fell to the earth as a fig tree drops its late figs, which is shaken by a mighty wind. The sky receded like a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and every island was moved out of its place. Well, whoa, sound like heaven and destruction of heaven and earth to me. I mean, let's face it. Sun being dark and the moon being turned to blood, the stars of heaven falling out of the sky, every mountain fleeing away and being destroyed. Yeah, this is the destruction of heaven and earth. And the kings of the earth, the great men, the rich men, the commanders, the mighty men, every slave and every free man, hid themselves from the caves and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks. Now wait a minute. How could they say to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, if the mountains had already fled away? if the mountains had already been destroyed? Look, folks, when we're dealing with apocalyptic language, apocalyptic imagery, you cannot press the minute details, especially in any literalistic kind of a way. Anyway, they said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us, hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb, for the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand? Here we have the vindication of the martyrs at the destruction of heaven and earth. Well, what do we find in chapter 16? You see, I'm going back over the territory that we covered last Thursday. In Revelation chapter 16, at the vindication of the prophets who have been slain, see, this is Revelation chapter 6 again. In the judgment of Babylon, the city where the Lord was slain, the great city was divided into three parts. The cities of the nations fell, and great Babylon was remembered before God. I hope you'll go back and refresh your memory on what that means, to be remembered before God. It's covenantal language. Anyway, to give her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. See, this is the day of God's wrath against Babylon. Then, echoing Revelation chapter 6, every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. This is just an abbreviated form of Revelation chapter 6. So in Revelation 6, vindication of the martyrs, destruction of heaven and earth. Revelation chapter 16, vindication of the martyrs, when every island and every mountain fled away. Well, okay, let's go to Revelation chapter 20. Revelation chapter 20, I saw a great white throne, and one who sat on it, from whose face, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was no place found for them. When is this? At the end of the millennium. When is this? At the vindication of the rest of the dead, rest of the martyrs. Just like in Revelation chapter 6, the martyrs were waiting for the great day of the Lord for their vindication. Just like in Revelation chapter 6, the great day of the Lord, when every island and every mountain would flee away, is the great day of the Lord's wrath. Revelation chapter 20, the judgment of God, when the rest of the dead were to be judged at the end of the millennium. Well, what happens then? Heaven and earth flees away. What results from heaven and earth fleeing away? Revelation 21. I saw a new heaven and a new earth and a new Jerusalem. Folks, this is absolute beautiful, perfect unity and harmony. We have here the vindication of the martyrs at the great day of God's wrath, at the time of the passing of heaven and earth, at the end of the millennium, to bring in the new creation. Now, since Jesus said that all of the blood of all of the righteous shed on the earth, all the way back to creation, was going to be vindicated and judged in AD 70. That means that Revelation 6 and the passing of heaven and earth, that means that Revelation chapter 6, the judgment of Babylon, where the Lord was slain, when every island and when every mountain fled away, that means that Revelation chapter 20, the great white throne judgment, when the rest of the dead, i.e. the rest of the martyrs, when all the martyrs were judged and vindicated, when heaven and earth fled away, was in AD 70. Wait a minute, what is Revelation 20? It's the resurrection. Vindication of the martyrs, resurrection, new heaven, and new earth. My goodness, what beautiful harmony. Well, look, folks, do yourself a favor. Get my book, Who Is This Babylon? Go to my website, www.donkpreston.com, bibleprophecy.com. Be sure to make mention that you saw the offer on YouTube or Facebook, and I'll pay your shipping. Okay, obviously, we've got more. We got to go back to Isaiah chapter 65 and look more at the nature of the new heaven and the new earth. We'll begin that on the flip side. See you there.